It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Marcy Syms, who received an honorary degree from Yeshiva University. And she's a most remarkable person. And I think if there's a role model that's needed, she certainly provides it. She has done it all. She's a business person. She was at the Syms Corporation. She has served on a number of boards. She has done public service. She's very active in philanthropy, and she's been a great friend of Yeshiva University, and since 1987 has served at the Board of Overseers. So it's my pleasure to introduce her to give you a message from the Board of Overseers of the Marcy Syms Schools. Marcy?
I guess the message for the overseers is we are going to get that well overdue meeting on the calendar in June. Okay, now that that's over with. This is really momentous because we have supposedly 360 people who are attending this evening. And to me, it's a very, very special evening because it is the students, about the life of being a student here at the Marcy Syms School, and the faculty, and of course those parents that are here. So it's really mishpacha, and that's why it is such a fabulous thing to participate in. And thinking about mishpacha, I was thinking about my dad, of course, and how proud he would be, and also thinking about the length of time. How long has it been since Syms clothing went public and the idea of off-price was like a new word in the new vocabulary for business, certainly for Wall Street. And that event created the wealth that translated into the philanthropy that created the school, along with a lot of other people who the moment was right for Yeshiva to think about creating a business school. And I found a copy of an article. I have books and books of scrapbooks of newspaper print, most of it yellowing. But there was one that was particularly, I thought, that would be really enjoyed by the faculty and by the students of the Marcy Syms School. And it was in the Daily News, and it ran in January of 1987. And if you will indulge me, I had this put into a plaque. I told Jesse that I was going to give it to Jesse and Yafa, and they were going to be able to put that in the student lounge so that everyone could read it, because none of the students who were here, obviously, were, part of those first few years and may not have even heard how things got going. One way or another, it all starts with a check, right? But I must tell you, as someone who was involved in several of those meetings, there is a lot of human capital that goes into it. Many, many hours and passion of human capital to get something like a school off the ground. So here we go. And the headline is, for retailer Marcy Syms, Yeshiva's new school of business is his best reward. It may seem like a big step from selling educated consumers to educating the business leaders of tomorrow, but for businessman Marcy Syms, the move is a natural progression. Syms, known as much for his distinctive radio and TV spots as for the chain of clothing stores that bears his name, is the namesake of Yeshiva University's brand new School of Business, an honor he sees as one of the greatest accomplishments of his life. Opening in September of 1987 with an expanded enrollment of some 400 undergraduates, the Marcy Syms School of Business will initially offer courses leading to the Bachelor of Science degree with specializations in accounting, banking, finance, securities, and information systems, corporate management and administration, and marketing and merchandising, Syms' own areas of expertise, will be added as majors in the next few years. Somewhere down the road are plans for graduate programs. Sims' involvement with Yeshiva began, he recalls, about 4 years ago. When I first, this is a quote, when I first became associated with Yeshiva, I was surprised and shocked that there was no school of business, especially since many Jews were forced into entrepreneurism when they came to this country. It seemed like such a natural thing. From that first day when I felt, my God, how come there is no business school here, until now, some 4 years later, this has been a very special project for me and for other lay leaders in the university. 18 business leaders, including Syms, have been named founders of the School of Business. Among them, they have contributed and raised more than $12 million so far, and academic chairs have been endowed in accounting, banking, and finance, business, law, and economics. Why another school of business in what many see as an already crowded field? Increasingly, student demand is the bottom line. That was a quote, of course, from my father. Until now, the university's primary emphasis has been in the sciences. Economics courses were available, but only in a minor way. Introduction of an accounting major 6 years ago proved very popular, and many of Yeshiva students have been asking for an expanded business curriculum. A number of prospective students who liked Yeshiva eventually went elsewhere because of the lack of a business school. There's also a feeling that the time is right in the business world, Syms notes, for Yeshiva's special synthesis of ethical values and academic excellence. Celebrating its 100th anniversary this year as the only university in North America under Jewish auspices, Yeshiva has traditionally integrated Jewish philosophical and cultural studies into its general curricula. Combined with its well-known level of academic achievement, quote, we feel strongly that in 10 years we will be graduating future corporate CEOs, says Syms. Ironically, Syms himself did not go to business school. He majored in radio broadcasting and production and worked for a short time as a play-by-play sports announcer. Quote, I probably would have been that much better off if I'd had an education in business management, Syms reflects. Quote, certainly, it's still possible to make it in business without the formal background, but there's no question that the sort of foundation that the school will provide is vitally important, end of quote. As proof that nothing is wasted, however, Syms wound up using his own broadcasting background for many years by doing his own ads. Sounding like a proud papa, Syms insists, quote, there is a difference between Yeshiva and other schools. The students here are incredibly dedicated and motivated. When they go in for a curriculum, they really mean business and treat it as if they are at work. Out of 29 accounting majors who graduated last June, and the school has only been graduating accounting majors for 6 years, 22 were immediately hired by the big 8, get that, 8, of accounting firms. Syms' excitement about the student body is reflected in his degree of involvement in the business school. Along with serving as chairman of the Board of Trustees Development Committee of the university, he's a major contributor to the university in general as in the new program, and the new program in particular. Syms is not limiting his role to fundraising, however. He has made frequent visits to the campus, meeting with students. That was like his favorite thing, meeting with the students. Herbert Schiff, former dean of the New York University School of Business, has been named dean of the Syms School. Quote, we're very happy with that appointment and feel he will be able to expand on our excellent faculty, says Syms. Along with what Syms characterizes as outstanding theoreticians as faculty, equal emphasis was placed on practical expertise. The extensive use of the computer technology and applications will be integral to the school's program, as will research and development through study of ethical, social, and political influences, as well as organizational theory, behavioral, and interpersonal communications. The program will also focus on linkages between the individual business person and the larger community. Doesn't it sound very much like what Mr. Rossell just told us a few minutes ago? That we've been true, well, I'll finish this. The school, which has been approved by the state of New York, will be located on the university's main campus in Amsterdam at 185th Street in Washington Heights. And I think one of the things that has, to me, meant so much over the years about being part of the Syms Corporation, about being part of Yeshiva, is that in both entities, we recognize that values don't change. Tactics change, but our values don't. And values that resonate as meaningful, live on and can only grow and thrive with our individual and collective dedication and hard work. So it's great to be here, and I hope you enjoy reading it on your own when you have the chance. Now we're going to hear about the faculty members who have been recognized by the students as this year's outstanding faculty. Am I correct? Okay. Thank you very much.